Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Sky, and today's episode is all about how to get into running, fitness, gym, that kind of world, and also finding your why and the things you love. This episode is a lot more fitness related than the past couple episodes, but I think everyone can take something from this episode, and I hope you all enjoy. Um, this is this is my third time recording this podcast. I recorded it last night and then I didn't like it, so I recorded it again this morning. I realised I had the mic turned off for the entire thing. And it's my third time recording it. So third time lucky, but let's get into it. So let's start off with running because I think that's probably one of the most accessible forms of exercise. All you need is a pair of trainers, some clothes, and land to run on, I guess. I'm a beginner, so I feel like I know I know how hard it is to start. I know the experiences and I know what I wish I would have had 6 months ago. Let's start with your first run. So your first run, very exciting times, but you don't need to put any pressure on yourself. You don't need to do a 5K for your first run. You don't need to run the whole thing. My first run was a 5K. That kind of killed me. But I didn't run it all. I walked a lot of it and I did it in like 55 minutes, which, proud of myself. Like considering I never run before, that was really cool. But yeah, start off with a walk run. So a walk run in the name, you could run for like a minute and walk for 30 seconds, or you could run for 15 seconds and walk for 15 seconds. It's very unique to you and what you find works best for you. You might find it's easier to walk and run for short amounts of times or run for longer and walk for longer amounts of times. I found it easier at the start to run for like I think it was 45 seconds and then run for 45 seconds and walk for 30 seconds. That's what I did. But then I think as like 2 weeks went by, I found it just easier to say like, okay, I'm going to run to that lamppost and walk until I get my breath back, and then I'm going to run until that house, and then I'll walk until I get my breath back. But the first couple runs, just based on that, like stick to that and don't push yourself too much. Um, so yeah, walk run's awesome. And also when you start off running, don't base it off the kilometers or the mileage. Base it on how long you're out for, because obviously when you're a beginner, you're going to be going a lot slower. So it's 5 kilometers are going to be so much longer for you than an advanced runner or whatever. Or if you're just a naturally slower runner, which I am, you're going to be on your feet for so much longer. So just set yourself 15 minutes. Go for 15 minutes. It does not matter how many like kilometers you get done in 15 minutes. Just go out for 15 minutes, do your walk around, and then come back. It's not too much on your body and it's easy. It's just the best way to ease into it. Yeah, so once you've done that, hopefully that's somewhat enjoyable. It is going to be hard, and I think it's just about sticking to it and being like, okay, I am going to run for this amount of time and I'm going to walk for this amount of time. And I'm going to do like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to do 15 to 25 minutes. Also, everyone's fitness levels, like cardiovascular health is going to differ depending what you did before running. Maybe you had a running background, but you stopped for a bit. But also, if you're a complete beginner, which I was, so I'm only speaking from my personal experience, just stick to it and take it as easy as possible. You don't need to be doing 5K in the first 2 weeks. That you really don't. It's your journey. Don't compare yourself to what anyone else is doing because you've just started. Like, don't compare yourself. Also, if someone has just started running, maybe they had a fitness background, maybe they were already doing something really like high intensity, like high intense sports. Don't compare yourself to anyone, and you're on your own journey, and it's very much you versus you. Finding people to run with is so beneficial. I think this is the same with anything really that you can do as a group sport, whatever. It's so nice to have that. I never had that. My dad runs, so I guess I could run with him a bit, but he's working and I wanted to run like during the day, like and stuff, and I wanted to. So I just started off by but if you have a good playlist or podcast, I actually think sometimes I do prefer running alone. But having someone to run with, if you're that type of person who benefits of having motivation of other people, so important. Or if you don't have that, join a run club. If you can get into London easily, or I don't know where you live, like around where I live, there's like no run clubs. But I can easily get to London. So around there, obviously it's London, there's loads of run clubs. And I actually am going to do a post when this podcast comes out on my Instagram about my favourite run clubs, and especially like for slower/beginner runners, because I think I would have loved to hear that, but I kind of just test them all out and they're amazing. Like all the run clubs I go to, absolutely amazing, and all the people there are so kind. Second of all, breath, because I don't think enough people talk about this. When you run, it is so important to manage your breath. If you're constantly getting out of breath, you can't run through that. It's not like if you get a stitch, like, oh, you can run through a stitch, like you can't run through not breathing, you know what I mean? So this was actually one thing I always had from day one because my dad told me this, so it's very helpful. But this works for me. It might not work for you. I think it works for most people, but I don't want to generalize. So if you breathe slowly in through your nose and out through your mouth throughout your run, that just preserves your breath. It will feel like you're kind of starving yourself of oxygen sometimes. That's not a bad thing. That sounds so dramatic, but it works so well, and it basically just preserves your breath, I guess. I know some people just breathe in and out through their mouth or like through their nose. I find I just get too out of breath. And I think the thing is like that is such a crucial part of running, your breath and how you manage that. Because if you told me to run 5K in and out, like while breathing in and out through my mouth, I would just get too out of breath. Like I can't do that. So I think a lot of running does play down to that. Yeah, really nice slow breath in through your nose. It's so important that it's slow. Obviously, it doesn't matter if it's not, but that will benefit you in the future. And then an exhale through your mouth. Yeah, I found that works really well for me. And the one thing I will say, it does feel like sometimes you can't, like you're starving yourself of oxygen, but it really does preserve your breath, and it just helps you run longer for longer distances. And I think that was the biggest thing that actually helped me run longer distances at the beginning, because if you're out of breath, like what you meant to do, and run longer distances while running continuously, was my breath. Like that was probably the main thing, because like I feel like the saying like your mind gives up before your body. I totally agree with that, but it's like if you can't breathe, like, you can't continue running. If your breath is okay and your mind is telling you like, oh, don't do this, be like, no, I know my body can and my breath is okay, I can continue running. So beneficial, so great. If that doesn't work for you, just Google on YouTube like running breathing techniques. There'll be so many out there. Third thing, which everyone neglects, well, not everyone, but I neglected. Warming up and cooling down properly. It does not have to be anything dramatic, or just focusing on stretching. It's so important. I would have saved myself some injuries. Nothing. I've never got that massively injured while running, luckily. Warming up and cooling down, so important. Also, just like day-to-day stretching, I found is probably the most beneficial thing. Like, not more than the warm up or cool down, but no matter what run you're doing, it's so important to warm up your body, because you don't want to just like put your body into shock, especially if it's in the colder months when I started running, which was in December. I know we're going into summer now, but you don't want your body just to get really stiff. And especially, I think a lot of people do warm up, but cooling down is so important, because your body's just run however long, and now you're just like saying, "Oh, okay, I'm stopped. Like I'm done. I'm just gonna sit down now." Like that's not very good for your body. So please cool down. Please warm up your body properly. Yeah, and also posture in running is very important. Like head up, shoulders back. Don't cross over your arms. Like I don't know how to explain this because obviously it's a podcast, but like when you run, try and keep your arms next to your side, in the sense like they don't cross over your body, because it is a lot harder and you're wasting a lot more energy because your body's moving more, if that makes sense. I don't know the scientific terms. I did see it somewhere, and it might be a placebo effect, but I think it's true. So yeah, try not to cross your arms over while you're running, and just enjoy it. That's the most important thing. Like, know why you're doing it. Have the confidence in yourself that you trust yourself, and just go for it. Like, don't be embarrassed. Everyone has been a beginner once, and everyone's been through where you are. And just enjoy it. Everyone's journey is different. Like every single person's journey is different. Try not to compare yourself. Also, something about running, if this is obviously going to be probably a bit more in depth because I can talk for longer, but on my Instagram, I've started a new series called Peace Over Pace. The first episode should be out on my Instagram now. It's basically just going to be like short form content of like how to get into running for beginners, complete from the start. So, like things about like how to manage your breath, your posture, pace, self talk, finding your why, and how to warm up and cool down. Things like that is so important, and things like I wish I kind of had, and I very much like when I was at the very beginning. It'll be super cute, so that's out now, so go check that out. Now let's go on to like the gym. So I think this is quite an individual experience. Obviously I'm not PT or anything, so this is pretty much a confidence thing, but when you go into the gym, I think it's just having the mindset of like, I deserve to be here. We're all paying the same membership, and just have the confidence. Like, it doesn't matter if you look like a beginner. It doesn't matter if you look silly. It doesn't matter if you don't know what you're doing. Like, everyone's been there once. And everyone has been a beginner. And I think so many people forget that. Like, every single person has been a beginner. Every single person in that gym has been a beginner. So don't be scared to look silly or stupid or whatever. Also having a plan before you go in, like a workout plan, so important. I still use the Gymshark training app. That's what it's called. It's like a blue icon. So good. I cannot stress it enough. There's so many amazing workouts on there, and it's so good because they show you how to do what's it called? The the things. What's it called? How to do the exercises. It shows you how to. It tells you how many sets, reps to do, and it suggests what weight you should use. Not necessarily designed for you, but like a heavy, medium, light, heavy, medium weight, etc. It's great. I used that for the first like 4 months, and then I kind of just got bored of it. And then I just kind of started running a bit more. But it's a great app. So recommend that to anyone who wants to start. Also, there's home workouts on there. You don't need to just use it to go to the gym. I love that. Also the Runner Coach app is just called like Runner, but it's like an online coaching app. It's amazing. I used it for the first like 4 months of me running. I haven't been using it recently just because I don't actually know why. I got really ill and then I cancelled my subscription because I was ill for 2 months, and I just haven't started back up. But I do need to, and it's really good. And honestly, it's so life changing. And it literally it's in your ear and it's telling you, okay, you need to slow down a bit, or you need to speed up a bit, or you're at like it tells you when you reach your next kilometer or mile, whatever you measure in. It's really really good. And yeah, the Gymshark training app is also super 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 good. So if it's your first time in the gym, maybe get to know some people. If you already know someone, ask them to show you around or go your first time with them. Or if you don't have anyone to go to the gym with, which I didn't, just go on the treadmill for 10 minutes or like go like on the mats and stretch and just kind of like suss your way around, like kind of see where everyone's going. Also, if you don't know how to use a machine, just watch someone. And there's no harm in asking. I remember there was this one. I still haven't figured out how to use one machine at the gym. I tried one time when no one was really in the gym, and I just kind of had. It didn't sound too good. I think I didn't. I know I didn't break it, but like, yeah, I haven't touched that. But there's like so many machines I was so scared to use because I didn't want to look stupid. Like, the rower, I was too scared to use that because I didn't want to look stupid. But like now it's so much fun. Like I do that with my high rocks workouts, and it's great and it's awesome. So yeah. Um, don't be scared to look like a beginner because everyone's been there. Don't be scared to ask for help. Also, just Google it. Like, just go on Instagram or like YouTube, whatever, and just like search it how to use this machine. That's the best thing to do if you don't ask anyone. Use your phone. Going into the fitness and wellness kind of world because I think it is like such a difference to what I was used to. Like, it's so much like there's so much importance in prioritizing yourself, which there should be anyway, but I just don't think there is. But yeah, it's all about prioritizing yourself and your needs and listening to your body, fueling your body correctly, and just kind of falling in love with yourself, which I love. And I think it's just a bit of fun, you know what I mean? I love the whole like wellness, like fitness community. Like going to run clubs honestly make my day and my week. The people that are so incredible, and I've met so many amazing people through run clubs. Um, yeah, it's so fun. So actually, sorry, touching back on running as well. When you do get when you've been running for a bit longer, it's so important to fuel your body during your runs as well. Like taking water, taking electrolytes, like gels. Like I use dried fruit because I don't really like the taste of. I don't like gels; they don't suit me. Um, but taking electrolytes has changed my life so much. Mainly, I've noticed it with running, not really gym. But I used to get really bad calf cramps when I used to run. Don't get them anymore. Ever since I started taking electrolytes, I drink so much water. Like I literally have like 2 to 3 liters a day. I don't know if that's actually a lot. It's a lot in my mind. But so I didn't think that was a problem or something I needed to take. So I was like, oh, I drink enough water. But honestly, taking electrolytes has changed my life. I don't get cramps anymore. And there's these things I take, and they're like, I think they're just electrolyte tablets, and they reduce heat stress because I just naturally get really hot, like hot and sweaty. Um, so they're just really, really good. They reduce like cramps, heat stress. They're awesome. I might also do a post on fueling your runs and stuff because that's something I just didn't place importance on, and I didn't really understand I had to do. Because I don't actually like eating during my runs, it just makes me feel a bit sick. But I also notice I used to feel sick if I don't take water. Anyway, that's all very unique to you and who you are. So try it out. Electrolytes are great. Take them, especially if you're sweating a lot. Yeah, gels are great. I would say I don't like caffeine, just gives me a headache, so they don't really work for me. And then the ones that are just like sugar, like the isotonic ones, they are good, but I feel like I might as well just have some jelly babies, you know what I mean, or fruit pastels, because I just don't like I can't, my body does not deal with caffeine. I just get headaches and I get really tired. So yeah, not good for me. But if your body's fine with caffeine, you might find that works really well for you. Or if your body doesn't deal with caffeine well, maybe just stick to like sweets or fruit. Fruit works so well. They're like these dried strawberries that I love, and I just use them before, after, or during runs. I haven't actually experienced eating during a run yet, except from I did a 17.5K and I ate an Oreo. Kid you not, best decision of my life. I had a stitch and I thought, oh, if I eat that, I'll make it 10 times worse. But I was so hungry, so I had an Oreo. Fixed my whole life. Kid you not. I could run. I was unstoppable. So Oreos apparently great, but no, every single person's different. Fueling on your runs and when you go to the gym, so important. Get your protein in, get your electrolytes in. Cool. But yeah, making sure that you're doing it from a kind place in your heart, that you're doing it to get stronger in your body, that you feel like you're more capable of things. And you just feel better in your body because you're exercising it, you're moving it, but it's not coming from the mindset of, oh, I'm doing this to change my body, or oh, I look like this in da da da, or I want to look like this. Don't do it for the short term fix. Like, do it because, like, in 2 years' time, you'll be so strong. You'll be so strong and you'll be unstoppable. Or do it in 2 years' time because in 2 years' time, you'll be able to run so much better than you could before. And there's so many health benefits that comes with lifting and running. Um, Having good cardiovascular health benefits you so much when you're older. Being strong benefits you so much when you're older. To have like just a healthy body and healthy system. But I do also know when you are in the mindset of like you're exercising to change your body, which I wasn't. I never like this was a long time ago, like not recently. But if you are exercising to change your body, you're not going to enjoy it. It's going to be very exhausting. It's going to be very taxing on your body. You're not going to have any energy to do anything. Um, and it's just not beneficial for yourself. And you're never going to get to where you think you want to be because you're constantly like, oh, I need to look like this next week. But it's like your body can't change that much in a week or month or even 2 months. Your body obviously can change, but it's like, and it's okay if it does change in that space of time. But it's very hard to, and it's a lot of pressure on your mind and body to expect that from yourself. If you go into it with like, I'm doing this to improve my mental health, or I'm doing this just to have fun, or I'm doing this to meet new people, or I'm doing this just to try something new, that is so beneficial because you're proving yourself you can do things you didn't think you could. And that's probably my biggest mindset I have now. Like, I was deadlifting yesterday and I was like, I could not do this 6 months ago. Like, I could not do this 4 months ago. You're so much more capable than you believe you are. And I think that's what I have gotten out of running and going to the gym. Like, I think that's why running is such a rewarding thing because you're basically constantly proving yourself you can do hard things. You're constantly telling yourself, actually, no, I can run for one more minute. And it's such a beautiful thing. And I love it. And I just get so much from it, especially when I do my longer runs or speed sessions or even easy runs because I'm telling myself, oh, actually, no, I can just enjoy this. Like, I never used to enjoy running. I always used to tell myself I wasn't a runner and I used to just think it was something that I couldn't do. I literally can. I've got a half marathon this Sunday, which is a bit scary, but I can do it and I know I can do hard things because I proved to myself time and time again I can do it, and that's what I get out of fitness, I guess. Yeah, find the love for it, find the passion for it, find the positivity from it, find the community, do it with people you love. I hope you have a beautiful, oh my god. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful week filled with so much joy and fun. And if you do try a run this week, please let me know how it goes. Send me a message. I would love, love to hear how it went. Or if you have been running for a little bit, or if you have any questions. And I think because I'm a beginner, I know what it's like, you know what I mean? And I think it's so different having someone who's like a pro runner telling you like, oh, do this, do this, do this, whatever. But having a beginner, like, well, I was actually, I'm still am a beginner, but I think it's so different because I'm living in that experience, but I know what it was like 2 months ago type of thing. So please let me know if you do start running, going to the gym. Yeah, You're so much more capable than you think you are. Sending so much love, Sky.